Alright guys, we made it to our site here at Hard Labor Creek State Park in Rutledge, Georgia. So like I said, we're about an hour or so outside of Atlanta. So we're going to be exploring Atlanta while we're here. The reason why we came to the state park is to explore Atlanta. Also while we're here, I've told you guys to stay tuned about our AC issue. We did develop a different AC issue. Long story, well, I guess so. I'll give you the whole story. Basically what happened was one day our AC just stopped blowing hot air. I have no idea why. I mean, sorry, it stopped blowing cold air. No idea why. I went up there, kind of diagnosed it, see what I could find out. You guys know I'm not a HVAC guy and not handy. Learning a lot of things as we RV more. But I did some troubleshooting. I did everything I could think of to see what the problem was. So I checked the the coils, made sure those were clean. I checked the fans, make sure those were spinning. I made sure the air filters on the inside were clean. I did all that kind of stuff and still couldn't figure out. It was still just blowing hot air. And I could hear the condenser not kicking on. So we put out a call for help on the Facebook group page at the RV resort we were staying at, Little Willie's RV Resort in Arcadia. So that goes back to Arcadia. So now we're in March. That was in Jackson's doing homeschool. That was in February. Beginning of February, I want to say. End of January, beginning of February. Beginning of February, because we were in Everglades until January, end of January. Anyway, so put a call for help out. 2 people answered us. The first person that showed up was, his name is Brian. Brian, if you're watching, thank you again. And Brian was a retired HVAC technician, so he had the tools that he needed to kind of diagnose the compressor. Realized what was happening. There's an overload relay switch on the compressor, and I have it. I'll show you guys it another time before we get it fixed. That overload is make sure that when the compressor heats up or overheats, it cuts it off, so that way it doesn't cause a fire or anything like that. For some reason that burnt out. I don't know if the compressor did get too hot at some point, or if water got into it and it burnt out that way. I'm not really sure what happened there, but that's what the problem was. So it was because it was shorted, it was burnt out. It wasn't allowing the compressor to kick on. Brian helped me bypass that, so we could see that was actually the issue. Once we bypassed it, the compressor kicked right on, and it ran fine. That's how it's been running since then. But he also ran some numbers using the tools that he had and found out that the compressor was damaged. The windings inside the condenser. The windings inside the condenser were damaged, and what that meant was eventually that condenser was going to fail. So that obviously you guys know this camper's a 2023. We bought it at the end of 2023, so it was one of the last ones on the showroom floor or in the lot. So it's still under warranty, obviously. So it shouldn't have been doing it that early. But things happen. They're appliances. They're weird. Things happen like that. So I called Lippert, who is it's a Furrion AC, but it's by Lippert. Called Lippert or emailed them. I actually emailed them only for the part. They said, what else is going on? I did a whole rundown of what we did, and they said, okay, we're going to suggest that you actually replace that under warranty. So awesome. 2 options were sending it to us so we could do it ourselves, which, talking to Brian, it's 4 screws, comes out, you put the new one in the same spot, change the gasket that goes underneath it, and then drop the new one in, 4 screws, and you're done. So besides getting the 75 pound unit up to the roof, that was my only concern. It sounded like a pretty easy job. Because we travel full time, it was hard for Lippert to kind of tell us how long it was going to take for us to get the part and where we were going to be at the time. So they suggested that we just look for a dealership that was kind of along our route. So we gave it 4 weeks. I reached out to a dealership here outside of Atlanta in McDonough, Southern RV. It's called Southern RV in McDonough. They're a Jayco dealership. I called them, told them what was going on, and they worked directly with Lippert and got the AC. So we have an appointment for tomorrow at 10 a.m. So we got here today. We're back there. We hooked up whatever we needed to just for necessity, water, electric, and that was basically it. And then tomorrow morning we have to be there at 10. It's an hour ride from here, and we're gonna get that fixed tomorrow. So that's the AC issue that we're having. I'll update you guys tomorrow after we go through it. But so far, Lippert's been awesome to work with. Southern RV's been awesome to work with. So as long as everything goes, fingers crossed, everything goes smoothly tomorrow. You know, just be another one of those issues that we've had and we've gotten fixed, and just goes to show, hopefully, like I said, fingers crossed, that when things break, just kind of roll with it. Don't stress out too much about it. And hopefully you can get it fixed in a timely manner. And again, thank you so much to Brian, because without Brian, we would have probably had to hire a RV tech to come out, tell us the same thing. Not even sure if he would have helped us bypass it. So Brian saved us not only money, but he saved us a lot of time, and he kept us cool, because it got really hot in Arcadia, and it got really hot in Tampa, and it got really hot in Altoona. So thank you so much, Brian. If you're watching this, I think you are watching this. I really appreciate your help on this. I'll let you guys know. I'll let you know too, Brian, when we get it fixed, hopefully tomorrow. So until then, we're going to call it a night. Jackson's doing some homeschool. I'm going to start doing some work myself, and then we'll get some dinner and go to bed and wake up early again tomorrow so we can get on the road and get to the RV dealership. So until tomorrow, guys, we'll see you later. So you guys see how close we got to that pole. That's why we carry this around. So it's a leveler. Let me see if I can get it for you. It's a level, but it's also a ruler. It's a 4-foot. So we have a 3-foot slide, but that is the reason why you want to make sure you measure, because you're only a few inches off. I'll show you the rest of the site real quick. Just keep you guys behind me. So we had to try to figure out how to make sure our stairs can come down, our slide can come out without hitting the pedestal. So get one of these. If you're interested in this one, there'll be a link in our bio for it, or a link in the description for you. But definitely have one of these. First of all, like I said, it's a level, so make sure you're leveling your camper. And second of all, it's a ruler, so for things like this, we can make sure our slide opens and our stairs can come out, things like that. But besides it being tight on those two sides, beautiful site, as you guys just saw. Beautiful, beautiful site. Yeah, I'm really liking this a lot. And there's nobody here right now. It's midweek in March 31st. So nobody here right now, but I'm sure it'll fill up this weekend, if not before that. Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So we are here in Atlanta. We are going to the World of Coca-Cola today, doing the tour, a self-guided tour today, and then also going to the Skyview Atlanta, which is the Ferris wheel that Jackson just saw. We'll show you guys a picture of that from here, from where the garage is parked at. So we are parked at the World of Coca-Cola. The garage is 7 feet 3 inches for clearance. So if you have a Super Duty, you're good, but if you're lifted, you're not good. I would suggest trying to come up to the top level like we are, because the spaces are not long, so we are sticking out quite a bit. But there are other Super Duties up, other heavy duties up here, so hopefully everybody else will be careful. It was $20 a park for the entire day. which is not too bad. So if you're coming down for the whole day, you're doing in the aquarium and the Coke are right across the street from each other. So is the Ferris wheel, so is Centennial Park. So you can come down here and do all of it and pay the $120 fee. We're just doing the Coke and the Ferris wheel today though. But looking forward to exploring a new city.
Yes.
And surprisingly, right now at least we're not no plans to do a hop on, hop off tour. But who knows? Maybe we'll find one. But we definitely want to do these two things. These three things: the aquarium and the Coca-Cola. The Ferris wheel is kind of just an add-on. But the aquarium will be coming sometime probably next week. Maybe the same video for you. Who knows? So yeah, so looking forward to it. So we'll see you guys inside the Coca-Cola Museum Factory, all the above. See you guys
later.
World, the oldest, dating all the way back to 1896, but we'll get to it in just a moment.
Not to me. one's that one?
Huh?
Which one's that one?
The mango.
It's good?
It's really good.
So that was a lot of fun.
That was.
Yeah.
It was quite the adventure.
How did you like it?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
My favorite part was vault,
The vault?
The vault.
The
and,
vault.
and actually the end of it was actually real.
The end. Oh yeah, the real vault. It was the actual vault with the actual secret recipe in the vault. So that was pretty cool. I think this exceeded my expectations. I really didn't know what to expect. I was prepared to be disappointed, to be honest. Especially because it's not like it's an inexpensive trip. It cost us $75 for the family, which isn't too bad. But I think for what we got out of it and what we learned and the experience, I think it was worth it.
It was. Yeah. My favorite part was tasting.
Yeah. The taste, yeah, I've always heard the taste testing, and that was really cool to taste all the different ones from around the world. And I thought there was going to be different Cokes from around the world. I didn't realize there was going to be all these different flavors from around the world.
Yeah.
So that was quite a pleasant surprise because they were really good. Some of them were really good. Some of them were not so good.
Yes.
So I love to see how some of them do in the other countries, the countries that they're actually from. Like if people actually enjoy them, if it's a really popular drink, or if it's one that's just not so popular, but it's out there anyway. But anyway, it was really cool. So if you're in Atlanta and you're coming to the aquarium especially, it's right across the street, and the aquarium is right behind us. So just if you have the time, if you have the funds to do it, I say go for it. It's a really cool experience.
Yes. It's a unique experience.
But definitely. So now we're gonna go try to find some lunch, and then we're gonna go do the Skyview Atlanta, which is the Ferris wheel, which you can't see from here. Somewhere around here though. But it's close by, and Centennial Park is close by too. That's where the Ferris wheel is too. So lunch first, and then we'll see you guys maybe at lunch, or we'll see you guys at the Ferris wheel at the Skyview Atlanta.
Later.
Later. See you there.
So we are back at the RV, as you guys can see. We had a fantastic time today in Atlanta. So as you saw, we did Skyview Atlanta. The prices were $20 for adults and $15 for kids. But I will suggest we use Groupon, and Groupon had a great deal going on. 3 riders for $34, and you pay the sales tax when you get there, which only ended up being like $3. So I highly recommend checking out Groupon if you want to do the Skyview Atlanta. It's a huge discount, so you can go up and do that. And I think for the Groupon price, it was definitely worth it. We did it during the day. You can see the entire skyline. You can see all the way, all the way out. Really cool. But I hear that at nighttime is when it's kind of the best time to see it, when everything's lit up, and Centennial Park sits just below it, as you saw. So I think that lights up at nighttime too. So at nighttime might be a little bit better of an experience. But if you have young kids and you just want to go there for the day, check it out anyway. And if you have, it's right across the street from Centennial Olympic Park, which is right across the street from the aquarium and the Coca-Cola museum. And like I said, the Groupon price was definitely worth it. Regular price, I'm not sure would have been worth it, but the Groupon price was good. And then just to go back to the World of Coca-Cola Museum, or World of Coca-Cola, that ended up being $19 per adult today and $14 for kids. It depends on what days you go, and they have timed entries too. So some days could be 19, some days could be 22. It just depends when you go, and that's kind of the reason we didn't do the aquarium today. Just so you guys know, today was one of the less expensive days to go to the Coca-Cola Museum, and one of the more expensive days to go to the aquarium. So we figure since we're here for 2 weeks, we'll go to the aquarium next time, because next week the tickets are a little less expensive, by like $5 a person, which I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but if you can save a couple bucks here and there, take it, right? Do it. So other than that, it was a great time. It's about an hour away from this state park, so it's a little bit of a drive. Atlanta traffic is everything people say it is. It is rough. We left there at 6 o'clock, so right at the middle kind of end of rush hour, and it took us an hour and 20 minutes to get home. So plan better than us if you guys want to, but we want to do homeschool first here at the RV, then get on the road. So just the way it is, and it is what it is. We don't mind sitting in traffic for a little bit. We're from Boston. We're kind of used to traffic when we go into a city anyway. So that's it for today. Like I said, next time you'll probably see us, we're probably going to the aquarium, unless we find something else to do while we're out here in the state park. So until next time, guys, we'll see you later. Thank you all so much for watching. We really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a like below. Also, if you haven't already, we would love for you to subscribe to our channel. Next week, we visit the Georgia Aquarium. Until then, God bless and stay safe.